Okay, so now we need to do a little bit of deconstructing of the print advert. This is a specific advert that you need to know really, really well. Like with the NHS Represent campaign, like with Galaxy, you need to be able to make really specific reference to examples and aspects of the production. So I'm going to first of all talk you through a couple of key terms that you need to be really aware of when you're looking at a print advert. The previous two adverts we looked at were both television, so they do something slightly different. This advert is intended to be printed in a magazine or a newspaper, probably a magazine like Good Housekeeping, like was in my previous slide, a magazine specifically aimed at the right target audience, where you've got a captive consumer who is looking for these kind of products. Now, print adverts have a number of different codes and conventions that we're looking out for that, again, you'll recognise from your own experience and exposure to adverts. The first one, and arguably most important, because we are such visual beings as humans, is the key image. A print advert will 9 times out of 10 be dominated by one picture. You will rarely see an advert with lots and lots of different pictures. You might have a small image of the product, that's a convention, but there will be one main image which is designed to promote the message of the campaign and to be that kind of attention grabbing first aspect there. So it helps to sell the image, increase understanding of the product, and we're going to delve into this particular picture in a moment. The next thing that's worth mentioning is the brand, logo and name and the product itself. So as I mentioned, a print advert typically has one main image that sells the narrative or the story that the advert is trying to convey, but there will almost always be also a picture of the product itself. And the name of the product will definitely be in there at least once, but it will probably be in there 2 or 3 times. So you can see in our example, we have OMO at the top in huge typography here. We have OMO on the picture of the product here, and we have OMO again at the bottom. We also have the word OMO about 17 times in this copy at the bottom here. So there's that real sense of repetition of the brand name all the way through the print advert. It's literally blinking out at us there, hard to miss, and it's very snappy, very short and memorable. A couple of you asked me about the brand name last lesson, what is OMO? And this idea of creating it's a nonsensical word, but it is one that represents that short, snappy, easy to remember product name, and something that they can place all over the advert like this. As we can see at the bottom, the literally picture of the product itself makes you able to recognise not just the name, but what it looks like on the shelf. When you're shopping in the supermarket, you've got all your kids in the trolley and you're in that housewife stereotype, you're looking at the aisle there and you recognise that branding, you recognise the colouring, etc. All right, and then we have the slogan. Slogan's probably a word that you've heard before. And it literally means the kind of short, snappy brand phrase that goes alongside the product. So for something like Nike, just do it. That's their slogan. They use it time and time again. It's memorable. We know it. I'm trying to think of some more now, but there's lots and lots that you will recognise as really memorable slogans. The slogan for OMO, which you will have seen in some of the TV adverts that I've given you earlier in the lesson, OMO adds brightness to whiteness. A slogan often uses those kind of jaunty, persuasive devices that you use in English. In this case, we've got rhyme or half rhyme, brightness to whiteness. We've got the kind of simplicity there of it, but also the clear, unique selling point. They are going for that concept of bright, brilliant washing powder. You can see it repeated again at the top there. It's again repeated within the copy at the bottom. That is the unique selling point. This product will make your washing brighter, more cleaner than the next product. And then we have the bubble or the burst and the heading alongside it. So the bubble burst refers to refers to the kind of sort of pop art style shape that you can see there. So if you've ever designed something on kind of word art, you might have seen this kind of jaunty pop-up bubble, almost like a speech bubble. And that's called a bubble or a burst. It's designed literally to grab your attention, to be eye-catching. And then what we have within that is the heading, OMO makes whites bright. So the heading is different from the slogan that you will see on every campaign, on every print advert for this product that is repeated again and again. The heading kind of reiterates, complements the slogan, but is focused for this particular print ad. And then finally you have the anchorage text at the bottom. We've looked at this word anchorage before, but essentially it means the verbal codes, the sort of explanation of everything else. This particular anchorage is quite interesting, quite unusual, so we're going to dive into that in a little bit more detail in a moment.